In this video, we will see some examples on how to factorize, okay? So the first thing in the factorization problem is take out any common from all the terms. If all of the terms have anything in common, you take that out and then work inside the parenthesis only, okay? For quadratic expression, if there is a quadratic function and then if you want to factorize that, you find out a, b, and c for that, because quadratic expression will be of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, right? And you find out a, b, and c from that, and you find out two numbers with sum b and product is a times c, and then we will break. Then we break bx into two terms, and then you find out the you group those first two and the last two terms. We will see that in example. For the cubic expression, we will see that in the next video, okay? With four terms, you write down the descending order and group first and the last two. That's the method to factorize, okay? Let us look at this factorization problem. There is 2x squared minus 14x. Now we will see, is there anything common between these two terms? Yes, definitely. What is common? There is 2x times x. There is 14, like 2 times 7 times x, right? So what is common is 2 is common and then x is also common. So I'm taking 2 and one of the x out. What is left is there is one x is left there, right? Because you are dividing by 2x. You can think that way. It is like 2 times x times x. It is like 2 times 7 times x, right? So I'm taking 2 and x out. What is left is x. And I'm taking 2 and x out. What is left is 7. So minus 7. That's the factors. That's it, right? 2x is out. That is the highest common factor, greatest common factor. You took that out. The remaining is x minus 7. That's it. That's the factorize. These are the factors, okay? Next, look at this. This is a quadratic expression. There is nothing common on these three, right? So what you do is find out a. What is a? A is 1, b is 5, and c is 6. You need to find out two numbers whose sum is b, that is 5, and product is a times c, that is 6. So tell me, what are those two numbers whose sum is 5 and product is 6? That is 2 and 3, right? Those are the two numbers whose sum is 5 and product is 6. So after you find out that, what you do is you write down x squared, the first term, and then plus 6 is the last term. Now the middle term, you break like 2 and 3. So it is like plus 2x plus 3x. That's what you do, okay? So this problem can be done like directly with writing x plus 3 and x plus 2, but this method works for the problem with a different from 1, okay? So after you break the middle term according to those two numbers, okay, because the numbers are calculated found by using this idea. We need two numbers with sum is 5 and product is 6. The sum must be b, right? Product must be a times c. That is a times c is 1 times 6 is 6. Okay. Now after you do that, you group the terms. Okay. How do you group that? You group the first two and then group the last two, and then take the common out from the first two and last two. What is the common between x squared and 2x? That is x. What is left is x plus 2, right? And then plus, what is the common between those two is 3. What is left is x plus 2. You see that? Now look at these two terms. This is one term, that is the another term. What is common between those two? It is x plus 2 is common, right? So let me write down equals to. X plus 2 is common between those two. What is left is, if you take x plus 2 out, what is left is x, and then here plus 3. That is the final answer. See that? So in case of the quadratic expression, what you do is you find out a, b, and c, and find out two numbers. We need to find out two numbers. Find two numbers whose sum is b and product is a times c. That is 5 and 6 here. So those two numbers are 2 and 3. And then I broke that middle term by 2x and then 3x. And then you group the first two and the last two. Okay. Let us do this example. So what is a? A is 6. B is 7. And then c is negative 5. Don't forget the negative sign here if there is any. Okay. So we need to find two numbers right? With sum is how much? Sum is 7, the middle term b, right? And product needs to be a times 6 is 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. So what are the numbers whose sum is 5 and product is negative 30? Sorry, sum is 7. I'm sorry, sum is 7 and product is negative 30. I think that should be positive 10 and then negative 3, right? Sum will be 10 minus 3 is positive 7 and the product is 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. So 10 and negative 3. So we will break that. We copy the first term is equals to 6x squared and then minus 5. We copy the first and last term. The middle term we break that into these two numbers. So plus positive 10x minus 3x. After you do that, what you do is you take the group the first two and the group the last two and then write down the common factor outside from each group. What is common between these two terms? 2x is common, right? Because there is 2 times 3x times x, there is 2 times 5x. So 2x is out. What is left is 3x plus 5, right? And between these two, there is no common. But if there is no common, you can take 1 out, right? So negative 1 out. What is left is 3x. But I took negative sign outside. So what will be? There will be plus 5, right? Now from this one, this one and that one, what is the common one? The common one is 3x plus 5 is common. The remaining is 2x minus 1. That is the final answer. Okay. So even if the a is different from 1, exactly the same technique work here. Okay. So the idea is find a, b and c and find two numbers whose sum is the b and product is a times c. And those two numbers are 10 and negative 3 in this case. And then you break the middle term into with these numbers. 10x because there is x, so 10x minus 3x. Don't forget that x there, okay? Don't forget that x one there. Okay, so that's the final answer for this problem. Now look at this again. So there was no common between all these three here, right? That's why we didn't talk about that. But here, is there anything common there? There is 2. There is no 2 here because the 9 divided by 2 will be 4.5. So it is 2 is not factor of 9. And then there is 2, but there is no 2 in the middle, so we don't have to take 2 out. So there is a, but there is no a. So a cannot take out. There is b, there is b, there is b. So we can take b out. Let's take b out. What is left? Equals to b 2a squared plus 9a minus 18, right? Now inside that parenthesis, we work like these problems, b and c, right? What is a? Oh, don't confuse about small lowercase a here. Let me write down uppercase a is 2, b is 9, and then c is negative 18. You see that? So we need find two numbers, right? With sum needs to be 9, and then product needs to be 2 times negative 18 is negative 36. Can you find out two numbers whose sum is positive 9 and product is negative 36? I think those two numbers must be 12 and negative 3, right? 12 minus 3 is positive 9. 12 times negative 3 is negative 36. So you need to break that middle term according to that. Let me write down b outside, and then 2a squared will be there and minus 18 will be there too, first and last term. Now the middle term will be broken down into 12 and negative 3. So plus 12a minus 3a. You see that? Now we need to break that as group that. So b is still outside. Write down that b outside. Okay. And then for this one, you take out 2a, right? 2a. And then what is left is a plus 6 minus what is the common is 3 and then a plus 6. Why plus? I took negative 3 out. That's why there will be left. What is left is plus 6. And again, one of the things you should be careful there is you must get exactly the same factor there and here inside that parenthesis and that parenthesis you must get exactly the same factor. Okay. So what is left there is b is there. Now I want to take a plus 6 out. Right? And what is left is 2a here, 2a minus 3, right? So the final answer is b, a plus 6 and then 2a minus 3. That's what I get. Okay, this is the final answer. Let us look at this problem. We need to just simplify, meaning that let us find out if there is any common factor on the top, on the two terms on the top, right? Is there anything common? You see that there is 9, there is no number, so we don't have to take number out. There is a square, there is a, so you can take a out. There is b square, we can take b out. There is c square, c cube, there is c, we can take c out as well. What is left is 9. We took a already, so a is left, and then b is gone already, then there is no b, so c square, c cube, c, so c square left, right? 2 of them left because we took 1 out already. Minus, what is left? A is taken out already, one of the b is taken out, and c is taken out, just b is left there. And divide by ABC. See, ABC divided by ABC is just 1, so that is 9ac square minus b is the final answer. You see that? Now the last one is there is xy to the third, okay, and then 35y square. So let us write down in the factor form. It is like xy times xy times xy, that is xy to the third, times what is 35 is 5 times 7, right, times y divided by, it is like 7 times y times y times y times y times y times x times x. Let us look at the common factor and cancel out, divide, right? So there is 1y, 2y, 3y, 4y, 5y. I divided by 5 of the y's there, right? That's 7 divided by 7, that cancel out. There is x divided by x, and then another x divided by another x. What is left is basically 1x is there, there is another 5. So 5x is the final thing left. All the other were divided or cancel out. That's the final answer. Okay, this is how we simplify the terms in the numerator and denominator. Basically what we did here on E and F is basically we write down in the lowest factor form all of them into the simplified form and then divide. Okay, and here we take out the common factor. If there is plus and minus, we take out the common factor and divide the terms. But if there is product, you don't have to do common factor. You just write in the lowest factor product form and then divide. Okay guys, thank you.